Hey guys, HDvee here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool stuff to go over. Obviously new DLC events are now live, but there has been a leaker that has claimed we are getting 2 Pokemon games this year. We also have some other rumors for Pokemon Day 2024 as well as a lot of stuff to break down and get into today. So if you're excited for the video, as always, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new for daily Pokemon content. Ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way though, let's get into the video and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, just going to quickly go over the new DLC events for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Of course, we do have this new massive outbreak event. Serebii tweeting out saying, Serebii update, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Day mass outbreak event has begun. It runs until February the 27th at 23:59 UTC. And then obviously we have the details about it as well. So we have Voltorb, Fungus, and Hisuian Voltorb. They appear in all areas, I believe, and they have boosted shiny odds, basically. They're 0.5% shiny rate, so the same as Delibird was in the Christmas event, same as like the Milcery event. What else was there, like Flabébé, stuff like that. So very, very easy to get these as shiny Pokemon. These are not mark boosted, but they are shiny boosted. So yeah, obviously the fact that they're all like Pokeball Pokemon, again, we covered it recently in a video. I think it's to kind of segue us into Pokemon Gold and Silver games announced on Pokemon Day, simply because those are the Pokemon games that revolve the most around Pokeballs, with obviously Kurt and his Apricorn Balls. Like a lot of new Pokeballs were kind of invented for Pokemon Gold and Silver. So the fact that we're getting a Pokeball Pokemon event on the build-up to Pokemon Day 2024, I just feel like it's a massive kind of, like I say, segue to the announcements of the Gold and Silver games. But that's just my thoughts. I don't know what else it could be Pokeballs for. Like, there's not any other region really, barring like Gen 6 with the Pokeball Factory, where they put like that much emphasis into Pokeballs. But either way, that's the new event that is of course now live. You can do that right now. We do also have this global challenge, which is now available as well as registration is open for it. Serebii update, registration is now open for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Global Challenge 2024 2 online competition. Registration runs until February the 29th, 2024. And of course, if you do participate in this, you do 3 battles, win or lose. Again, if you back out of it or quit out, then you obviously doesn't count. But if you just win or lose 3 battles, you do get 100,000 LP, an ability patch, and a gold bottle cap as well. So it's definitely worth doing. You know, 3 battles isn't going to take that long. You can just go in with like awful Pokemon that would just quickly die, and then you just quickly do it if you're not too bothered about like wins and losses, and then you'll obviously get your like rewards and stuff like that. But either way, the registration is now available for that as well. So that's all the Scarlet and Violet DLC stuff. Moving on, we have some pretty interesting information about this year's Pokemon Day. So we have a Pokemon Insider leaking that 2 mainline games will be releasing this year. So this isn't your normal like 4chan post or anything like that where the credibility is like all over the place. This is an insider or a leaker that has gotten things right in the past. So that's why this is a little bit more exciting, and they are saying 2 mainline Pokemon games that are releasing this year. And I mean, I think that's going to happen regardless. You know, I've said multiple times that with the Nintendo Switch 2 being delayed most likely until 2025, you know, Nintendo haven't really got anything this year, barring like Princess Peach, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Luigi's Mansion, and then like Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door or whatever. They're like loads of remakes and stuff, but not really anything brand new for the second half of 2024. That's where Pokemon comes in. You know, we get a Pokemon game announced on Pokemon Day for November, which is usually when the games get dropped. And then I think from that, we'll get another game announced or dropped in, you know, January next year. And then the Switch 2 will get announced for March, or it will get announced and then it will drop in like March 2025. So basically the Pokemon games will keep Nintendo afloat until the Switch 2 drops, and that's when like the new Mario game's going to drop, maybe like Mario Kart, stuff like that, because it has been delayed, so they can bring out like better games and more games for the release of the Switch 2. And as well as that, it makes sense in terms of and anniversaries as well. So obviously it's the 25th anniversary of Johto this year, so we could get like a Johto game being Let's Go Johto, Legend Celebi, or something like that, or a faithful remake of Johto this year for the 25th anniversary. And then next year it is the 15th anniversary of Pokemon Black and White, so in January next year we could get a Legends Kyurem or a Black and White 3 or something like that. So that's what I think is going to happen. Anyway, though, let's take a look at what this actual insider or credible leaker is saying about the Pokemon games this year. So Pokemon Insider leaks 2 mainline games releasing this year. So Nintendo Switch apparently has 2 more mainline Pokemon games before the Switch 2 arrives. So according to a newly surfaced rumor, there are 2 mainline Pokemon games releasing this year. The information comes the way of a source that goes by Zippo, who is a source that has both proven reliable in the past but also been off the mark in the past as well, including recently. So obviously, I think they said that the Nintendo Switch, it was basically one of the people that said the Nintendo Direct or the Partner Direct was going to be like last week, even though it was like this week. So again, it might have got delayed, which a lot of people think it did because of the Xbox thing, which very well could have been the reason. And if it wasn't for that, then maybe it would have been last week. So everybody that said it was last week technically was correct. But they've also got things right as well in the past. Like I say, take it with a grain of salt, obviously. This isn't like a Pyoro or a Riddler Coup saying this, that have got really, really good track records. This is an insider that has got things right and wrong in the past. But like I say, it just makes sense that we're going to get 2 games this year anyway. But they then go on to say, this is true of the majority of anonymous internet insiders. Unfortunately, not is there the possibility the information is incorrect, but there is not much meat on the bone here for Pokemon fans to chew on, that there is an interesting wrinkle elsewhere. So what exactly is claimed? So the exact verbiage is there are 2 new mainline Pokemon titles which will release this year. So they're not even saying it's going to be like November and then January. They're saying 2 this year. So that would probably be like July and then like November or something like that. I don't know. Like, they'd have to release one relatively soon if they were both releasing this year. Otherwise, it's not going to give enough breathing space to these games. They say what's not clarified is whether or not 2 in this instant refers to a normal dual mainline release such as Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield, or if it refers to one of these plus another game. So 2022 comes to mind with Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That said, even in this instance, some refer to the former as not a mainline game. It is a mainline game. Legends Arceus is a mainline game. It is not a spin-off game. So unfortunately, this is all we have at the moment, at least from Zippo. Over on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, we have some more intel though. So taking to X, anonymous leaker Pyoro, a source with an incredible track record, hints at some time of announcement coming from Game Freak in the... Oh, okay, so that's from the Direct. So we obviously did get Game Freak at the Nintendo Direct this week, but it was for the horse game. So, they did say that they were going to be there. But, we knew it wasn't going to be for Pokemon because Pokemon Day is literally on Tuesday. Like, we're going to get a Pokemon Presents then. So right now, we have the rumors and speculation. So be sure to take everything with a grain of salt. Or 2, of course, if any of the implicated parties comment on this speculation, we'll be sure to update the story accordingly. In the meantime, for more Pokemon coverage, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, but basically, this person is just saying that, we're going to get 2 games this year, whether it be a spin-off and a main line or 2 main lines. I feel like it's unlikely to get 2 main lines this year. I feel like if it was going to get 2 main lines, they would probably take the same kind of direction that they did with Legends Arceus and BDSP, where they dropped 1 in November and 1 in January. But again, we don't really have any games in the second half of this year for Nintendo, so maybe they do just drop 1 in July, and then maybe like 1 in December or something like that. Spin-offs usually get dropped in like the summer. Like I know in October Detective Pikachu we got that, but like I think in Mystery Dungeon and stuff in the past, Pokemon Snap, I think they've all been in like the summer. So if we do get a new like Mystery Dungeon game or Pokemon Ranger or, Heavens Above, maybe like Coliseum or something, then that would obviously be potentially in the summer, and then we get like the main series in November. But yeah, like I say, it's a rumor at the end of the day. It's more credible than, your 4chan posts and stuff, because as I say, this person's got stuff right in the past, but it still isn't like 1000% this is definitely going to happen. It makes sense to get 2 main series with what's happening with the Nintendo Switch 2 and just Nintendo as a whole right now, but we'll have to wait and see. But the anniversaries of both of these big blockbuster generations are coming up, or at least they're here now, so hopefully we get something for that. But either way, what are your thoughts on this? Would you like to see 2 mainline series, or do you think that'd just be way too much? And if we get like 2 mainline series games, then do you think that would just like make both of them not very good? Again, it doesn't have to both be made by Nintendo. They could outsource it to Ilka again. I think if they do like a Let's Go Johto, I think Ilka would do a pretty good job of that, because it's very much like a dumbed down Pokemon game in the sense there's like not like a lot of stuff to do. Like there's obviously no wild battles, there's no held items, abilities, stuff like that. So I think that would be right up Ilka's street. I don't think they could really get that wrong. especially when they've already got like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee to go off anyway. And like the mainline series game, whether that be Black and White 3 or a Legends game, that could just be down to Nintendo or Game Freak or whatever. So that's kind of my thoughts on the whole situation there. But either way, get me a little bit more excited for Pokemon Day that we now have actual people that have got things right in the past saying, yeah, look, you're probably going to be getting 2 mainline series games this year. Anyway, though, that's all the kind of rumor stuff in terms of the 2 games. We have some 4chan rumors to go over as well, always finishing off the videos with lately. So this is a big old rumor talking about Pokemon Black and White remakes. This was posted by Anonymous on the 18th of February, and it's titled Pokemon Black White Remakes. So Pokemon Glistening Black and Frozen plus Frozen Blaze, and Pokemon Sparkling White plus Frozen Volt. So it covers features Reshiram or Zekrom, and a strip at the bottom with plus Frozen Blaze or Volt, and a close-up of Black and White Kyurem. Chibi's closer to Auras. I mean, I don't think the Auras games were chibi, though, were they, really? I mean, they were they? I mean, they kind of were, but, like, nowhere near to the extent of BDSP. Game is an alternate timeline with the Black and White 2 locations, and co-op is added. I don't know if co-op would be added. I feel like co-op can only really work in, like, an open-world game. Pokestar Studios, Join Avenue, Entralink, Black City, White Forest, and Pokemon Musical are streamlined into a new area, Dream Central, in the middle of Unova. Pokestar Studios returns, but more streamlined as you make and watch the movies at the same time. You can make movies together with friends and share alternate endings with each other. There are a set of musical movies replacing Pokemon Musical. The original Pokemon Musical is now a style shop. You can now open new shops in Dream Central and share them with friends. Surrounding Dream Central are various biomes containing Pokemon plus Dream Dens you can explore with friends. That actually sounds like a really, really good idea. I wouldn't mind that at all in a Pokemon Black and White game. The gym leaders are the same as Black and White 1. As Glistening Black represents the future, you get the 4 interiors, so Castelia, Nimbasa, Driftvale, and Mistralton from Black and White 2, while Sparkling White keeps the Black and White 1 interiors. So Hugh and Colrus are added to the story. You meet Hugh after Gets' speech in Accumula Town, while you meet Colrus as you exit Castelia City like in Black and White 2. The story path is mostly the same as Black and White 1, though you visit Black and White 2 locations if they are found along the way, like Castelia Sewers and Lentimer's Town accessed via the plane. So this is kind of, it's very much a combination of Pokemon Black and White 2, which, again, if they were ever going to be able to, like, remake both of them at the same time, it would be something similar to this. But it looks like it's kind of got its own story as well, so would that be classed as, like, Black and White 3? You don't really know. Like, I'm assuming if we get a Black and White 3, it's going to have the same locations anyway, obviously. Like, whether it's set 10 years in the future or 2 years in the future, you know, you're not going to be getting rid of, like, Nimbasa City and stuff. Like, locations will look different, but it won't be, like, a completely different place. It's highly unlikely. And then continued below, so Frozen Blaze plus Frozen Volt episode. So I'm assuming this is like DLC or just like extra content. So Looker no longer appears at your house. You can't rematch the Pokemon League yet as it's under repair. Sharon invites you to explore West Unova with him, which you access via the ferry from Castelia City. You find Team Plasma Grunts trying to steal Pokemon at Verbank Complex and chase them back to the Plasma Frygate. At this point, Looker appears and says he'll track the Frygate while you explore the western towns/cities. It then goes on to say, at Aspertia City, you will find Sharon, who is invited to run a new trainer school. You can rematch him and Hugh here. Alder will appear and ask you to his house for a battle. Benga, Alder's grandson, will also appear, will invite you to Black Tower/White Tree Hollow, now the sole purpose of Black City/White Forest. This is a facility from Black and White 2 featuring experience earning battles. And then after beating Sharon, Looker says Team Plasma is heading to Upper Lucid City, where you arrive and it's attacked by Team Plasma, who steal the DNA splicers. You chase Team Plasma past Humulor City, where Marlon helps you board the Frygate, but like in Black and White 2, you get kicked off the Shadow Triad. You chase Team Plasma to the Giant Chasm, Chasm, and after beating Colrus, he gives you a Kyurem core and he extracted, so you can fuse it with the Zekrom and Reshiram to get your own Black and White Kyurem to battle Gets' Black and White Kyurem. After beating Team Plasma, Alder will call you for a full rematch at the Pokemon League. After defeating him, this is when Looker appears at your house asking you to locate the 7 Sages. So I'm assuming this is post-game stuff, right? I mean, for them to know this much information, it just kind of screams fate, because, like, how would they know all this? but... And this is extra info. Pokemon World Tournament PWT is replaced by an Elite Trainers Club at Dream Central, where you rematch the Unova and gym leaders plus a selection of popular characters from Gen 1 to 4. This includes Red, Blue, Sabrina, also a star in the Pokestar Studios, Giovanni, Lance, Clear, Silver, Seven, Steven, and Wallace. And then also we have Wally, Cynthia, Flint, Volkner, and Barry. The gym leaders plus special trainers will interact with each other, act into the feature in Blueberry Academy's club room. You can battle Roxy and Marlon at their unofficial gyms. Triple and rotation battles are cut from the game. No features like Romana's Park, but contains an extra catchable legendaries from Black and White and Black and White 2. Lake Trio, Heatran, Latios, Latias, Cresselia, the Reggie Trio, and Reggie Gigas. So, I feel like there's just a bit too much information, really, for me to consider this, like, legit in any way, shape, or form. It's got some really good aspects, don't get me wrong. I do really like certain parts of, you know, this rumor, but at the end of the day, I think it's very, very unlikely that this is true. We do have another rumor to go over, though, which is a little bit more legit as well than the last one. This looks like it is something we could generally get on Pokemon Day. So this was posted today, actually. It says test preview leak by Anonymous. So I went to a test preview of the Pokemon Presents the other day. I can't speak English, so I wrote this with the help of an American friend. There are things that stuck with me that I wrote down. Please understand. So Pokemon Go, we're getting Stack Attacker and Blacephalon raids. Again, they've been data mined. Could be getting them at any point. Special story research for Poipole, but also obtainable through raids. That sounds very likely. You know, Poipole has also been data mined for Pokemon Go, but I think that Poipole would be, you know, the perfect Pokemon to have in the free research. You know, we have had free research for other mythicals as well, like Meloetta, Shaman, Celebi, stuff like that. And I think that, you know, Poipole, I know it's not mythical, but that would be like the perfect Pokemon to get research from. Being able to get them in raids as well would also be very beneficial, because obviously you want to evolve Poipole into Naganadel. And it'd be really cool if the Shiny was available as well, because Shiny Poipole is really, really good. And the only way you can get Shiny Poipole at the moment is in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon, which obviously not everybody has access to and stuff. Koraidon and Miraidon hinted at, but no, they also have been data mined for Pokemon Go. Pokemon Cafe Remix, obviously Gimmighoul joins the roster with both forms. Vulpix Cozy Cape login bonus, and then Frostblast Royal Winter in deliveries. All things that I could see happening. You know, I don't play Pokemon Cafe Remix, but they are like the names of events that I could definitely get behind and see 100%. And then Pokemon Unite, Miraidon joins the roster, which of course has already been confirmed. It actually got confirmed recently. It was data mined anyway, but it has actually been confirmed now by Pokemon. Reminder to participate in the Rayquaza Sky Ruins event. So yeah, there is going to be a shiny Rayquaza event in Pokemon Unite as well. And then Prize Machine event for costumes. We also have Pokemon Masters EX, so Arvin joins the roster with Mabostiff, Florian joins the roster with Quaquaval, and then 3,000 gems login bonus. Again, all sounds very, very likely to happen as well. Pokemon Sleep, there's no mention, so I mean, I'd expect there to be mentions of Pokemon Sleep, because obviously it's Pokemon Sleep, like it's one of the main mobile games now. And then we also have the, what I'm assuming to be the main series games, being Vast Black and Light White. So it's a modern 3D remake, chibi style like the leaks suggest. Again, that's a really weird sentence. The fact that they said chibi style like the leaks suggest, there's not been any leaks, you know? They've just been rumors. So, interesting. Battle environment improved from BDSP. Original and sequel Black and White 2 on the same cartridge / download. You see, that's just not going to happen. They're not going to put 2 games on the same cartridge or to download. Like, there's no way they're remaking 4 games. They're not remaking Black and White 2. You know, if they were to have 2 main series games this year, it would be Johto and Unova. It wouldn't be Black and White and then Black and White 2. If they did a remake of Black and White in like July and then a remake of Black and White 2 in December, I would be absolutely like, I don't think I'd be like disappointed, but I would just be so befuddled at that. Like, I cannot see a world where they do that. But then says release date is November the 22nd, 2024. So until this bit, like, this was a lot more like legit and stuff. But the fact, you know, I don't know, like both the original and sequel on the same cartridge, I don't think it's true. And the fact that they're saying like chibi style like the leaks suggest, like we've not had any leaks yet, we've just had rumors. But either way, that's going to be everything for the rumors for today's video. So yeah, that's going to be where we finish everything off. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider hitting the like button down below. It's trying to hit 500 likes. It does really help out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we covered in today's video. Make sure to get yourself a shiny Voltorb, Fungus and Hisuian Voltorb whilst they are boosted odds. What are your thoughts on the mainline, like the 2 mainline series games this year? Do you think that there is likely, or do you not think it's likely? And then also, what are your thoughts on the 2 rumors that we went over today as well? Again, this one just seems like a massive fanfic, and this one seems a little bit more legit, but also I'm not backing it at all. But that's everything from me. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.